Morning, everyone. Wow, this is kind of amazing. It feels like a small family reunion. There are people that I haven't seen here in 15 or 20 years. It's incredible. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It's my deep privilege to host this event. The Student Power model addresses a critical stage of the leadership development pipeline on campuses and during young adulthood. This is a time that I think most of us understand as catalytic. As you consider your own journey in the social change process and coming to the work that you do, I'm sure there are at least one or two aha moments that come from your late teens and early 20s. I think the importance of the leadership of students and young people is evident in our long history of social movements as well. This actually, I believe, is one of the most insidious and invisible collateral damages of crushing student debt, in that it neutralizes a key portion of our civil society and one of its most dangerous constituencies. And I say dangerous very intentionally. I believe that it's dangerous, this constituency is powerfully dangerous for at least four reasons. First, because of an unblinking ambition to resolve our deepest contradictions. For instance, the promise of democracy and our lived experience of race. Second, because it's dangerous because of an understanding of how our systems of exclusion and domination are interwoven. Third, it's dangerous because of the incredible appetite for risk, to try new things, to develop new theories and develop new tactics. Yeah. We are doing this at the Ford Foundation, FYI. And finally, it's dangerous because of what the sociologists would call biographical availability, that at this stage you are less likely to have parents to take care of or young children to take care of. You can just take more risks because of less responsibilities in certain aspects, and that's historically been the case. So it's not surprising then that when you consider Mario Savio made his "throw your bodies on the gears of the machine" speech at the ripe age of 22, or that the deputy chair of the National Black Panther Party, Fred Hampton, was assassinated at the age of 21. What you'll hear this morning are not just the organizers, strategists, and accelerators of our movements for social justice, but you'll also hear the inventors, the dreamers, and truth tellers of our society. As one of the most inspiring organizations likes to ask, can we dream together? Thank you so much for coming this morning, and I'd like to turn over to Billy Wimsatt from Game Changer Labs.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to pass out some mics to the next people because we have a treat in store for you today. Let me tell you. So this is the most exciting thing. I've been doing this for 3 decades. This is the most exciting cohort and strategy of youth organizing that I've ever witnessed. So it's just an honor to be here. Honored to be here with all of you. Thank you, G, for putting us in the company of the Clintons and Steve Colbert, who've graced the stage. And this is the group that's going to rock the stage. I don't think they're ready. So welcome. And I want to actually ask you to take a second to just reflect on your own experience and turn to the person next to you. And I want you to share, how did you get involved in social justice, thinking way back when? What was a formative experience? And just take a minute each. How did you get involved in social justice and social change? So we're going to take a minute. Person next to you. Could be 3 people. Go. Okay. Yeah. See, you thought you came to a funder brief, but this is an organizing meeting. Okay? So, I'm, thank you for coming in to see the picture of my daughter, future student organizer. I'm representing the old people here over 30, make some noise, you know? And we're here to support the young people. First, start with a legal disclaimer. Everything you hear today is 501c3 educational and charitable activities. Some of the groups have 501c4 partner or parent organizations. All we're talking about today is 501c3. Got it? Okay. So how did we stumble? So I stumbled onto this model. I work with an organization, Game Changer Labs, that looks for new, exciting innovations in the movement. And we really stumbled onto this model. We were working with the Dream Defenders in Florida and Ohio Student Association, and we realized these two groups in two different states had come up with different versions of the same model independently. And we said, this is an incredible model. And we went looking in other states, like, are there any others? Flowhio. So they came together and they created Flowhio. And then we went looking, is there anything like this in other states? And we found 4 other states where this was sort of organically happening. And they were all different, but they had some common characteristics. They were statewide, they were multi-issue on every issue, multi-tactical. One day they're doing voting, the next day they're taking stuff over. They were multiracial, and crucially, they were in partnership with community and labor organizations in their states, often funded by those organizations. So it wasn't just campus organizing, it was a fusion of student and campus and cultural organizing all together. So we said, this is so cool. This needs to happen everywhere. So we tried an experiment. We hired Claire. And Claire drove around the state of Virginia. In 6 weeks, she brought together folks from 80 folks from 8 campuses. Every issue, they came together and formed the Virginia Student Power Alliance, and they started winning all these incredible victories. And our partner in Virginia, John List for New Virginia Majority, calls me up. He's like, okay, Billy, I get it. Claire's awesome. Can we hire her and like support this thing? I was like, yeah. You know, we put in like $5,000 as Game Changer just to get it going. And New Virginia Majority is now committing like $50,000 a year to this model in their state. So once that happened, we're okay, this is on. We're doing it everywhere. And, you know, because this is a model that fuses all these things together, that fuses these different kinds of organizing, strengthens them all, that cross-pollinates every issue in order to build statewide power, to win and change things now and to develop new leaders for the future. Yep. And I said, hey, I'm 42. I'm not a youth organizer. I work with Solidaire. We organize funders we actually fund some of this work. Make some noise, Solidaire. Anyway, so I said, I got to hire someone else to do this. So I found an incredible guy named Matt Cordero, former student body president at Rutgers, drove around the state with friends, built from scratch a new student group, the student group in Jersey. Brilliant organizer. Come on up on the stage, show some love.
So hey everyone, my name's Matt Cordero and I'm the Millennial Strategist at Game Changer Labs, and I have 3 jobs. The first is to help organize new student power alliances. I've been working a lot in places like Iowa and Pennsylvania with the most incredible young leaders to build power all across those states. My second job is to facilitate peer learning throughout the network. This past weekend, we had over 50 leaders from over 10 states come together for the first ever Student Power Leadership Institute. Folks got together to strategize, share what they know, and really take their organizations to the next level. And my third job is to tag team with national partners to really support local work. We've been working with tons of national groups because this is an open source model. Nobody owns it, and we want everyone to get in on it. Exactly. Yep. So thanks to a bunch of our great national partners, we've been really able to build it in the first 10 states, and now we want to take it to the next 10 states and the next 10 states after that. But I want to take a second and talk about New Jersey, my home state. When I was going around, can't stop Jersey. When I was going around driving up and down the state in an old minivan, we really didn't know how to build a statewide organization. So we got in touch with the United States Student Association. And they were so helpful, connecting us to people from the Oregon Student Association, from United Council, and just bringing us into their network so that we in New Jersey knew how to organize, how to build a structure, and how to make sure that we had a sustainable organization that still exists to this day. And lastly, I want to show you the last example about why this is such an important model. I want to talk about Iowa real quick. In Iowa, we have 5 organizations who are coming together on the same team to really make sure that this works. This is a model that we can get in all 50 states, and we're going to take it there. So now I would love to introduce my brilliant, brilliant colleague, the Vice President of the United States Student Association, Alexandra Flores-Quilty.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Alexandra Flores-Quilty. I'm the elected Vice President of the United States Student Association, the country's oldest, largest national student association run by students for students. We are a collective of students across the country with 1.5 million members. And we started in 1947, a group of students rooted in the belief that education is a right and should be free and accessible for all people. So I come from Oregon. I'm a proud Oregonian. Most of my life in Oregon, raised by my proud working class Latina mother who really worked really hard to make sure I got to go to college. So I was a student actually at the University of Oregon. Where's Eddie at? Go Ducks. I got to go to the University of Oregon. However, when I was there, I struggled a lot. My family struggled a lot to pay for school. And my mother and me lived in a constant state of stress and confusion of how we were going to make next semester's tuition payment so I could stay in school. But very quickly, I met other students who were also struggling with barriers similar and other ones. And we were working together as a collective through the Oregon Student Association and then nationally with the U.S. Student Association to really go through direct action to challenge these barriers and create a higher education system that worked for us and our families and our communities. It's an incredible model. The Oregon Student Association has had a profound effect on myself and so many other leaders that have come up through it, and they've built really strong power over the last few decades. And just recently, in the 2014 election, broke state and national records by registering over 55,000 students to vote in a midterm election, right? And with the power that the Oregon Student Association has built, they've had tremendous victories. And this last legislative session that just wrapped up, students through legislative action, through direct action, where they actually got arrested at the state capitol, they had many victories. One of them including, that just recently happened, the proposal for free community college that passed. So Oregon is introducing free community college. Right? And so that's what we are. We are people who are directly affected, organizing on behalf of our own liberation, the liberation of our communities. And so that's the model that we've had for a really long time, right? Since the first statewide student association in 1959, this model has continued to grow, and strong statewide student organizing is the backbone of the student movement and the larger progressive movement. And we hold that very dear. And this model continues to need to grow, right? We've seen in the last decade especially, student organizing really being under attack. In a lot of ways similar to how workers are under attack in right to work states, students right now are facing right to organize issues, with state legislators passing policies that make it illegal for students to collect their own fees, to allocate them. We've seen this recently in Oregon, in Arizona, New York, all over the country. But I really appreciate what G said before. They wouldn't be doing this if what we were doing wasn't dangerous, right? We are dangerous, and it's really, really exciting. And so we're continuing to evolve and develop new models to make it possible for us to organize on behalf of our own liberation.